guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is just Shayna back with another series. And this time we're going to be talking about a new anime that I've been watching for a long time called
Fruits Basket.
And I've been really meaning to talk about this show because I love this show and I've loved it since I was a kid. So they're finally doing a reboot. I've already watched season 1 and 2. I've been dying to talk about season 3. Like dying to talk about season 3. I'm just gonna tell you guys my opinion on episode 1, 2, and 3, okay? So episode 1, I thought it was okay. It started off kind of slow. We find out that Kito's a girl. Kito is definitely a girl. I was a little surprised because she comes off very masculine. Especially her voice. Now I can't look at her the same anymore. So that's different. We also find out that her mom hates her. And I don't know why. I'm just as confused as everyone else is about this whole time. Like, what's happening? How did this even come about? It seems like Akito and her mom have a bad relationship. And we don't really know why. Like, I really don't even know why they have such a bad relationship. So Kurono tells Toru that Akito's a girl, and I'm just here sitting in shock, like. Meanwhile, Toru's just trying to get Kurono to go see Uo again. And, that's all she wants. She just wants Uo and Kurono to be together. So let's talk about Kurono. I just have a problem with the fact that Kurono, first of all, his curse is broken, and he's still there. Like, I don't get it. Like, my opinion is that if you have the ability to leave something that's toxic for you, that's toxic and it's not for you, then leave. But you haven't even done that. You had the opportunity to leave, unlike the rest of, the clan, the Soma clan that transforms into animals that hasn't had their curse broken, to leave. And I almost feel like you don't appreciate it. And that bothers me, because if I was cursed and I was transforming into animals left and right, and couldn't even have normal relationships, I'd be a little annoyed that there's someone in the Zodiac that literally has their curse broken and you're still sticking around for what? You're free. You have every right to leave. So I think the important thing in this episode is that we find out that Akito's a girl. Akito hates her mom, and vice versa. Akito's mom hates her as well. So in episode 2, we see how much Shigure actually loves Akito. Ever since he was young, he's loved her. And it's kind of weird. I don't know if you guys thought it was weird too, their age difference. I mean, he's a lot older than Akito, but I mean, should we even get into that? Being that Akito is a girl, I don't hate her any less than I do. I mean, I've always hated Akito. Just because she's a girl now doesn't mean I don't hate her. She's still a terrible person. Kurono says that he can't love Uotani because he promised Akito that he would stay with her forever. And he's trying to keep that promise even though his curse is broken. Kurono, if you have the ability to leave and walk away, just do that. Why don't you do that? It actually makes me feel like you've attained the freedom that everybody else is desiring, but you're not even taking advantage of it. Like, why? I don't get it. Unless he has like some other idea in mind and there's a reason why he's sticking around. There has to be some sort of reason why he's putting himself through this hell. Like, he's forcing himself to basically being a servant to Akito so Akito doesn't feel lonely, and it's sad. And I feel like Akito only wants to keep him close because his curse is broken, and she feels like if anyone finds out, then everybody else's curses might break. I feel that's my opinion on what she might be thinking. I feel like she just doesn't want people to know that it's possible for the curse to break, because Kurono is the only person as of now that has a broken curse. So you also see in this episode that Toru, Risa, and Hana all get together, and Uo decides to give up on Kurono because she doesn't want to cause any trouble for anyone. And it's actually sad because it's the first time Uo has fallen in love, and she has to immediately give up on this person because he has other obligations or whatever. And it gets me mad too, because I also wanted Kurono to walk away from the situation for her. I wanted her to walk away from the situation. Again, I don't know if there's something going on that Kurono feels like he needs to stay for, even though his curse is broken. He has no there's nothing holding him to this family anymore. There's nothing holding him. He could walk out that door if he wanted to, and it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter to him, and it wouldn't affect him emotionally at all. But I don't know if that would affect the others. So in episode 2, I mean, clearly we find out that Shigure is in love with Akito. He's always loved Akito since they were kids. He still loves Akito, but sometimes it seems like he does things to hurt her. I never realized that Shigure was going to be this type of character. In the first original version of Fruits Basket, the 2001 version of Fruits Basket, he was actually a genuinely nice character. In this reboot of Fruits Basket, Shigure feels like such an evil person, like such a person with like bad intent, and I just don't like who he is and who he has become, because he just seems like a different Shigure. He's not the fun, loving Shigure that we had in 2001. He is sly, cunning, and he does what he wants to get what he wants. He doesn't care. He's toxic. He is, I don't want to say narcissistic, but Shigure, I don't know why he does the things that he does. An example of this is he loves Akito, but he hurts her by sleeping with other people. And one of the people that he happens to sleep with is Akito's mother.
Damn! Oh my god! Wow!
Like, how do you sleep with someone's mom if you're in love with them? Am I missing something? Because how are you gonna sleep with someone's mom? And it's obvious that Akito loves Shigure too. There may be some sense to her feelings. I don't know why she... Akito also sleeps around people too. She sleeps with Kurano while Shigure sleeps with other women. And I don't know why they do these things if they actually care about each other. But maybe there's more to this story, and we're just starting season 3, so you know there's probably more in store for us. Another weird thing that happened this episode is that Isuzu happens to go missing, and she goes missing shortly after speaking to Akito's mom. Well, not really speaking to her, but bumping into Akito's mom. So something's up with Akito's mom. I just feel like Akito may be evil, but her mom seems even worse than her. So now we're on to episode 3, where we find out why Machi likes things to be so imperfect. Whenever she sees something perfect, she just messes it up, throws it on the floor, breaks it. Like she sees a mirror, she breaks it. She sees some chalk that hasn't been broken, she breaks it, throws it on the floor. If she sees a clean room, she throws clothes around, and just leaves it a mess. She just does not like perfection. And I think that's because in her life, her family stressed her being perfect. This, perfect that, perfect this, perfect that, always having good grades, always being this, always being that. And then one day in this episode, you see that one day her parents just were like, well, you know what? We're having a son, so we don't even need you to be perfect no more because you weren't even that great anyways. So they basically told her that she was nothing. After all that hard work she put in to be perfect, they basically replaced her and made her feel like all her successes, everything she's worked hard for, meant nothing. And I actually felt kind of bad for Machi in this episode, because you find out more about her and her family dynamics, and how her parents were just terrible people. They were just jerks. Like, I hate to say it. And remarkably, her brother made it out unscathed, and Machi was still dealing with the effects of what her parents had said to her and made her feel. She's living alone, and her room's a mess. The mirror is broken, the window's broken, everything's freaking broken, because she doesn't like perfection, because it freaks her out. It freaks her out because it reminds her of that period of time in her life when she had to be perfect, like cookie cutter perfect. It's so sad. Machi's parents treat her as though she's disposable just because her mom is having a son now. And not that it makes it any worse for Machi or anything, but they basically seem like she was nothing. They called her plain. They called her plain while she was standing right next to them and said, oh, we're having a boy, thank God. Like, literally as if she was useless. So, of course, she felt inadequate. So one day, Machi goes to cover her brother with blankets because he looked cold. And her parents accused her of trying to kill her own little brother because she was putting in blankets of him, because they thought she was going to suffocate him, because basically now that she wasn't the heir to the throne. They thought she had a secret hidden agenda against him. I don't know why they thought that so maliciously of their child, but they did. They thought because they passed down the heir to their business to their son instead of her, that she was going to try to kill him. And they really accused her of trying to murdering her own little brother, which is why for a long time she just didn't talk, because no matter how much she spoke, her parents didn't listen to her. They didn't listen. They didn't let her talk. They wouldn't let her talk. They wouldn't let her have a word in. Nothing. So she just stopped talking. And in this aspect, I can completely relate to Machi in this aspect, because sometimes, you know, you just have some people that just don't listen to you. So sometimes you just go completely silent because you don't know what else is there for you to say. Like, I can actually relate to her because sometimes I know what that feels like. Machi's mother even goes so far as to call her a mistake or something that went wrong, and said, well, you know, I guess I am to blame. I am the one that raised you. Basically saying that Machi was a huge disappointment and a failure to the family after she did everything they asked her to. I actually really loved episode 3 because we see more Yuki Machi moments, and Yuki actually pats her on the head and tells her you did well. And for the first time, she's shocked because someone acknowledged her for actually doing well. And she's crying and like she's emotional because no one has ever acknowledged her for doing well. So then she opens up to Yuki about the whole situation with her brother. And, you know, we all find out that she wasn't trying to kill her brother. She was just trying to keep him warm. So episode 1, 2, and 3, they were pretty slow. So that's why I'm kind of doing a combined review. I thought episode 1 and 2 were a little dull. I really enjoyed the Yuki and Machi content. What did you guys think of episode 1, 2, and 3? Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later.